Hello children, big loving welcome to our very own channel, Ammu&You. And Ammu is all set with a new story for you. I have a sweet, lovely fairy tale for you. And the name of the story is The Queen Who Learned Patience. Now, patience is a virtue that is very important for all of us. So let's see, how is it that the queen learned patience? So long, long time ago in a faraway land, there lived a king. He was a very kind and just king, and he was very loving and caring as well. He would always gift things to his subjects, and his subject was very happy with him. But he had a queen. Her name was Helia, and she was not very kind. In fact, she was impatient. So, though she was not unkind or she did not have a selfish heart, but because of the lack of patience, she came out to be very snappy and rude to others. Anyone and everyone was scared of her. For the smallest of things, she would shout at people. For the smallest of things, she would be very angry. And the king did not know how to show her that this behavior is not befitting a queen, or for that matter, anyone. But whenever he went to explain this to her, she would immediately start off with, "You coming to tell me? Didn't you see how did that person react? Didn't you see that when I was shouting at the chef, he did not, why was he shouting? Because what a tasteless soup he had made. Is that how you cook?" "No, but it was fine for me," said the king. "How can it be fine for you? It was not fine for me. The salt was a little less. So we could add salt, queen, instead of shouting so much at the chef." "Your Highness, you don't understand. I just cannot tolerate imperfections." Now the king really did not know what to do. So one day he was just walking in his garden, and it was, of course, a beautiful garden with loads and loads of lovely flowers. And there was a river flowing by. So he was very disturbed and puzzled as to what to do to make his queen see sense. He was walking, and suddenly his attention was caught by something moving. In the river, he came close and he saw a small basket, and the basket had a baby. Now the king and the queen did not have any children, much as they wanted to. They were still childless. He saw the basket with the baby. He went into the river, picked up the basket, picked up the baby, and came running back to the palace. "Queen, queen, see what I have found today. God has blessed us by sending this beautiful little child." The queen saw the child and she said, "Oh my God, she is so pretty. Yes, let us make her our own child." And the queen was very happy to do so. And they thanked God for the beautiful gift of the child. And they named her Lianne. Now, Lianne started growing up in the palace amidst all the love and comforts and attention that she was getting from everyone, most of all from the king and the queen. And soon she grew up as a young, beautiful girl. And she was extremely cheerful, lovable, kind, sweet behaved, mannered girl. Everyone loved her. And she would always encourage others. Anyone passing by and tripping over something and getting scared. Oh, princess, sorry, it just slipped. Doesn't matter. So what? And she would run to help. The servants would be carrying something and something fell off from the tray by mistake. She would just bend over to pick it up and give it back to the servant. And the servant would be absolutely not sure how to react. But seeing such kindness, they were always praising Lianne, saying that how beautiful and loving a nature our princess has. Now, one day, Lianne was roaming around the palace and suddenly she came across a tower. She remembered that this tower was a forbidden place for everyone. She was just intrigued and she said, "Why is it a forbidden place? This is my palace, my home. So I think I have a right to go and see." So she entered the tower. And as she entered the tower, it was a beautiful place. And she could not understand that why the king had asked no one to enter there. She just kept going inside and she stopped. Right in front was on a beautiful altar. There was a beautiful bejeweled crown. It was the most beautiful thing that Lianne had ever seen. She went near the crown and she just picked it up, admiring the beauty, and she put it on her head. As soon as she put it on her head, the crown glowed. The jewels started sparkling and it glowed, making it look even magical. Now Lianne was very surprised. She kept back the crown and she ran back to find the king and the queen. She found them sitting in the garden and she said, "Father, father, mother, mother, I have discovered something today." "What is it, our darling child?" said the king. She narrated the whole thing, and while she was narrating, the king said, "You went to that forbidden tower, but you were forbidden to go there." But as soon as she narrated the whole thing, and he got to know that the crown was sparkling, it glowed as soon as Lianne wore it, he could not believe his ears. He said, "What? The crown glowed?" Actually, the crown only would glow when it was worn by a rightful owner, a person who was virtuous and befitting to wear the crown, who had a beautiful heart, and only that person was fit enough to sit on the throne after the king. Since the king had tried using that crown earlier by putting it on Helia's head, and it did not glow, showing that Helia was not deserving the crown. So he had kept it locked inside and had forbidden anyone from going there. Now, when he heard that Lianne was the rightful owner to wear that crown, he was filled with joy. And he congratulated her and told Helia, "Oh, wow, we have found a beautiful heart. And we have found the person who can actually sit on the throne." Helia heard that, but in her heart she was disappointed. What? The crown did not glow when I wore, and it glowed when Lianne wore. She has a heart more beautiful than me. And now, not only the king, everyone will get to know of this. She did not say anything, and she walked out, disturbed. And when she was not finding the answers, that what is to be done, her anger and impatience started growing. Because that are peculiar traits of impatience, that it is ready to pounce at you all the time. So in her impatience and anger, she kept crossing the forest, and she knew there was a witch staying who had magical powers. She reached there, and as soon as she entered there, she heard the witch welcome her. I have been waiting for you, and I know why you have come here, Queen Helia. Yes, I do not want anybody but me to be sitting on the throne. How is it that Lianne gets to sit there? Don't you worry. Take this ring and put it on the finger of the king. The moment you do so, because of the magic, the king will not see Lianne in good light anymore. And he would never consider the virtues of Lianne. And the same virtues would seem to be all this bad qualities, disabilities for her. Now, taking the ring, the queen walked back. She came to the palace. She found the king in the room, and she said, "Hello, dear, what are you doing?" "I was looking for you around but didn't find you. Where were you?" said the king. "I just had gone out to get a gift for you." And she slipped the ring onto his finger. "Oh, wow, this is a lovely ring, and so sweet of you to think of gifting me suddenly." Same time, Lianne walked in and she said, "Hello, father. Hello, mother. I have baked some lovely cookies for you." The king looked at Lianne and frowned, picked up the cookie and said, "They taste horrible." Lianne was taken aback. She had tasted the cookies. They were very tasty. And why did her father today looked at her like that? There was no love in his eyes. She was hurt. She ran out of the room. And she didn't know what to do. She was feeling very low. Then she remembered something. When she had visited the Forbidden Tower and she had worn the crown had glowed, and the crown had spoken to her, saying, "Congratulations, you have found me, and you are a rightful owner of me. Any problem you have, come to me for help." She remembered that, the speaking crown. She ran back to the tower and straight went to the crown and said, "What is wrong with my father? He has no love for me anymore." The crown said, "He has a lot of love for you as he had before, but it is all the witch's doing. That's an evil witch who has given a ring that has magical powers. So it is actually the ring acting on your father." "Oh, so what can I do?" "Actually," said the crown, "your mother is also under spell of that witch. And that is why she misbehaves so much. You have to find out a way where she learns to be patient. And for that, She needs to do things herself. Once she starts doing things herself, she will learn patience. Lianne ran out, thanking the clown, and she started thinking, what can she do to make her mother start doing something? She did nothing, all the others worked. No, she was the queen. She was walking past the garden and her eyes fell on a bed of lilies. She remembered, my mother loves lilies. So she went to the palace and she brought her mother out, saying, Mother, let's go out for a walk. They came there and she said, Mother, how beautiful these lilies are. Can we have a whole garden full of lilies only? They are your favorites too? Yes, that would be lovely, said Queen Helia. And she called out to the gardeners, the head gardener and the full team. I want a garden full of lilies. Please see to it. And she left. Now, what Lianne was thinking was that probably the queen herself would want to make a garden of lilies. But here she just passed the orders to the gardener and went away. Lianne did not lose hope. She kept coming every day, seeing the gardener's work. Soon the lilies started to bloom and there was a whole garden full of lilies. She just, here and there, crushed a few, pulling them down. They started drooping. She got her mother. Come, mother, let's go and have a look at the lilies, how they're growing. They're all blooming, I see. So Queen Helia and Princess Lianne were walking, and suddenly she says, Mother, why are those lilies drooping that side? They look so sad. Oh, look there. They're drooping there too. They don't look nice at all. What are these gardeners doing? They have not done their work well. I wish I could garden these lilies myself and look after them. The queen thought, yes, really, the lilies are drooping. She became impatient immediately. How dare you not work properly? Get lost, all of you, she shouted at the gardeners. I will do the gardening myself and look after these lilies. You are all useless people. I'll have you all thrown out from the kingdom. And saying this, she said, I will get back all these lilies to their healthy shape. And she started gardening on her own. Every day she would come, she would look after them, she would water them and take care of them. And all of this work started helping her patience grow. Because children, when you work, you are patient. She was patient while touching and working with the plants. They were delicate. And slowly, her patience started growing and the impatience started going away. The witch got alarmed. She was seeing what was happening, and actually, she wanted to capture the kingdom with her magical powers, but the goodness of the king was preventing the magical powers to work. So she had cast a spell on this vulnerable queen because she was impatient and she was easy to be bewitched. Now, what she saw to her horror, that the spell was being broken because the patience was increasing and the impatience was reducing. She started trying hard, working on her spells in the room, but none of her potions, spells were working on the strong power of this patience. And the queen started feeling happier and happier by the day. In no time, in just a matter of few days, she was rid of all the impatience. And one day, while she was sitting with Lianne in the garden, she just fainted. Lianne got worried. What has happened? What has happened to my mother? Suddenly, the words from the magical crown came to her ears. It traveled all the way from the tower to her ears, saying, "Princess, don't worry. Your mother is now free of the spell of that witch. She is not under her spell anymore, and that is why she has fainted. She will be fine soon. Just take care of her." So the queen was taken back to her room. Lianne herself looked after her, and in just a few days, she was nursed back to good health. She was a changed person now, Queen Helia. She was speaking kindly to everyone. She was speaking caringly and politely to everyone. Everyone saw this change and was wondering what's wrong. The queen walked into the kitchen and the chef said, "Oh, the full lunch is not ready, Your Highness. The time, there's still some time. So, fumbling." And the queen said, "It doesn't matter. I know there is still time to go for lunch. And I've not come to get my lunch. Take your own time. Don't worry." And the chef said, "What's transformed the queen?" They were all very happy. She went straight to the king, took out the ring, and threw it away as far as she could. Immediately, the king also came out of the spell and called out to Lianne, "My dear darling daughter, where are you?" And Lianne was in the tower, thanking the crown. She came to her father with the crown, wanting to tell him what the magical crown had done. She came and she just put it on Queen Helia's head, saying, "Mother, this belongs to you." And the crown glowed. The king was dumbstruck, stunned. He was so happy. He saw that the crown glowed on Queen Helia's head. So now both Queen Helia and Lianne were deserving to sit on the throne. And the king was very happy with his wife and his dear darling daughter. They rejoiced. Subjects, everyone were very, very happy to see their loving king, loving queen, and the most loving princess ever. The king was never impatient again. She had learned to be patient, and that is how she had transformed herself into a beautiful human. So children, you see the power and beauty of patience. We all must learn to be patient, right? So if you like the story, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and keep watching all the videos that are on the channel. Watch, rewatch, share. Tell about all the videos to your friends. And thank you for the comments that I get from you. They make me very happy. So children, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, be good, and be patient till Ammu comes back. Bye-bye.